Welcome to Previously On, a podcast series created to help you through some of the most complex yet brilliant television ever made. Game of Thrones, Season 1, Episode 8, The Pointy End. We begin with the Stark sisters, who are blissfully unaware that all hell has broken loose in King's Landing. While Arya spars with Syrio, Septa Mordane orders Sansa to lock herself in her room before distracting a group of Lannister soldiers. On her way there, Sansa is discovered by the Hound. Sir Meryn Trant and other members of the King's Guard attempt to capture Arya, but Syrio fights the soldiers and gives her just enough time to escape. In the palace dungeons, Varys brings Ned water and news that one daughter is captured and one missing. With Tyrion freed after his trial by combat, Ned has no bargaining chips left. Tyrion and Bronn travel through the Vale but are attacked by a hill tribe. In exchange for their lives, Tyrion offers them gold, better weapons and support in capturing the Vale. At Castle Black, the Watchmen inspect the bodies of their fallen brothers, but Benjen is not among them. Sam notices that the corpses aren't decaying, despite appearing long dead, and so Lord Commander Mormont orders an inspection of the bodies. Jon Snow is informed that the king is dead, and that his father has been accused of conspiring with Robert's brothers to deny Joffrey the throne. Jon tries to leave, but Mormont reminds him of his oath to the Night's Watch. In King's Landing, Sansa protests her father's innocence to Cersei and begs to be allowed to marry Joffrey. As an act of loyalty, Cersei asks Sansa to write to her brother Robb in Winterfell, urging him to swear fealty to Joffrey. Robb receives his sister's letter and summons the Stark bannermen, quickly gaining their respect. Robb leaves Bran in charge of Winterfell and marches south. While praying at the Weirwood, Osha warns Bran that his brother's forces should be heading north beyond the wall instead. At Castle Black, Jon Snow attacks Alliser Thorne for calling him a traitor's bastard and is confined to his quarters as punishment. Later that night, his direwolf ghost begins to act strangely. Jon follows him to Mormont's rooms where he's attacked by the reanimated corpse of one of the dead rangers. The dead watchman is unaffected by Jon's attacks until he sets it alight with Mormont's lantern. The next day, Sam shares his belief that the dead rangers were touched by White Walkers and reanimated as whites, which can only be killed by fire. Across the Narrow Sea, Drogo's Khalasar army raid a village to fund a future attack on the Seven Kingdoms. Daenerys demands that the women captured by the Dothraki must be married rather than just kept as sex slaves, and Drogo agrees. Margo, a member of the Khalasar, disputes Daenerys' authority and challenges Drogo to fight. Drogo agrees and kills him, but receives a wound to his chest. At Daenerys' insistence, Drogo allows the village's healer to treat his wounds, invoking the ire of the Dothraki, who believe she is a witch. Back in Westeros, Catelyn leaves the Eyrie when Lysa refuses to send troops to attack the Lannisters. She joins Robb's camp in the Riverlands, and her son tells her that he has 18,000 men willing to fight for him on the battlefield. Tyrion, Bronn and the Hill tribe arrive at Tywin's camp. As Tyrion negotiates payment for his escorts, a messenger brings news that Robb Stark's army is advancing further south. Tywin demands that the tribesmen fight with the Lannisters in exchange for their reward, and they agree, so long as Tyrion fights with them. Robb struggles to decide which Lannister to attack, Tywin or Jaime. Robb's men bring him a captured Lannister scout, who they found counting the size of the Northern army. Instead of killing the scout, Robb lets him go and asks him to tell Tywin that 20,000 Northerners are coming for him, angering his allies. The episode ends at court, where Joffrey makes Tywin the new Hand of the King, relieves the awesome Sir Barristan Selmy of his duties as Lord Commander of the King's Guard, and replaces him with Jaime. Sir Barristan is disgusted by Joffrey's offer of a retirement castle and throws down his sword before leaving. Encouraged by Cersei, Sansa publicly pleads for her father's life. Joffrey promises that if he confesses to treason and recognises Joffrey as king, he'll be merciful. Sansa meekly replies that he will. Thanks for listening. Hope it's been helpful. Listen, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you subscribed. We've got loads more shows where this came from, and we'd love you to join us for them. If you know someone who needs to get up to speed with Thrones, just send them our way. A 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from would also be absolutely fantastic. If you've got any feedback, have I pronounced a name wrong? I hope I haven't. Or ideas for a show that we should be covering? We'll almost certainly be doing the big ones, but you never know, there may be others that we've missed. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you over on Twitter. You can find us at Previous Podcast, or just email us hello@previouslyon.co.uk. Previously On is presented by Jamie East and is a Daft Doris production.